What up, guys? Welcome back. So today we're talking about the iPhone 15 Pro Max 1 week later. If you follow the channel, I've been dropping videos a lot on the 15 and the 15 Plus. This is what I've been using since launch. 15 Pro Max I've had for a week. So we're going to talk about this, kind of my first impressions, not really a full review yet on the Pro Max, but a first impressions video after a week, well, a week later with this phone. A lot to talk about with this device. In my opinion, already the best, and you guys know this if you're watching my videos, the best deal for a new iPhone is actually the 15 Plus, not the Pro Max. And we'll talk about that in another video. I did drop a comparison video with the Plus going up against the Pro Max, I believe yesterday. So I'll link that in the cards. If you haven't seen that, go check that video out. But today we're just gonna talk about the Pro Max. This is, look, obviously the best phone Apple has ever made, as it should be. It is also one of the most expensive. And of course, the newest release should always be the best phone when you're talking about the Pro phones. Now, 6.7-inch beautiful display, the new titanium build. You guys hear the rumors just like I do. You guys hear what's going on about the heat and how some phones are overheating, some phones are getting hot. I have not had any overheating issues. However, this does run very warm. Titanium, unlike aluminum, does not dissipate heat as well, so it is going to run hot. Should it be a deal breaker? Probably not, because I haven't had any issues, and as soon as I have an overheating issue with this device, I will make a video on it if it ever happens. But 1 week in, no overheating issues. However, it does run hot compared to something like the 15 Plus. This never gets hot. This is always warm in the hand. When you're using it, when you're watching content, you're gonna feel the heat in your hand. So just know what you're getting into if you're going titanium. Now, as far as the actual build, the durability of the Pro Max, again, there are tons of videos that they're breaking easily, but just think about that for a minute. Like, the people that are making these videos are actually trying to break these phones, carrying this phone on a day-to-day basis. Throw a case on it, you're going to be just fine. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to try and bend my phone. I'm not going to try and drop my phone from a good level. I already dropped my 15 Plus and busted up the edges real nice. I'm not trying to compromise my phone in any way. I paid a lot of money for these phones. These were not sent to me. I'm not trying to destroy my phone by trying to bend it and make a video about it. Like, if I want to break any phone, I think I can do it if I really wanted to. But the titanium on here, because it's titanium, it's not much heavier than what the aluminum. See, I'll be dropping this phone like crazy. It's not much heavier than the aluminum phones that we're getting on the 15 and the 15 Plus. Much lighter than last year's phone that was made from stainless steel, and much lighter than the 13 Pro Max as well, which I do a video dropping next week on the 13 Pro Max if it's still a good option right now with these new releases. So the titanium makes it much lighter. The rounded edges, of course, makes it very comfortable to hold. We don't get those sharp edges like we've had in the past on iPhones all the way since the 12 released with the new form factor. The squared off edges always had those sharp edges. It was kind of uncomfortable to hold after a while. That's not the case anymore. We still get that look of the sharp edges, but it's not sharp. We get rounded corners on both the back and the front. So very comfortable in the hands, very lightweight. It makes it much easier to hold. Whether or not you like the titanium colors on here, I don't mind them. Fingerprints are not an issue on the back. On the rails, of course, you will see some marks on the sides, but not necessarily on this, on the dark model. Maybe the lighter iPhones, you'll be able to see it a lot more clear. I wanted the natural titanium, but they were sold out, so I had to pick up this. And I'm kind of happy I did. I like the blue. I've always liked blue phones. So build quality on here, again, A+. Don't bend your phone in half and it's going to be fine. It's very simple. Don't let fear control your decision when it comes to how durable these iPhones are. You're not going to break your iPhone. Just don't bend it in half. It's real simple. Don't try and crack it, because you can. I feel like, again, I'll say it again, I feel like I can break any phone if I really wanted to. Now, Some of the new features on this phone, USB-C, and that's one of the differences with the Plus, the USB-C transfer speeds. Both of these devices get USB-C, so no more Lightning. Goodbye, Lightning. Welcome to 2023 Apple. We get USB-C on all 4 of the new phones, and I'm here for it. And again, these do have the faster transfer speeds than what we get on the 15 and the 15 Plus. Is it going to make a difference, or is it going to change your decision when buying the Pro Max or the Plus? It shouldn't. It's not really a big deal. At least they are both USB-C. Battery life on here is excellent. I've had no issues with battery. A day and a half with the Pro Max when it comes to battery life. Now, another new thing is, of course, the action button over here. No more mute switch like we get on the Plus and the regular iPhone 15. We now have this action button. And the way I have it set up, if I just touch and hold, that is going to open up the camera, as you can see here. And you can take a picture with it as well. Now, if you want to customize that, it is very simple. You go into settings, you scroll down to action button, and then these are all your options. There are so many things you can do with this, and it enables you to create a shortcut from the Shortcuts app as well. So a lot more to do with it than just what's given here. If you want to use the Shortcut app, you can do that. Let me go back to camera, and we'll leave it on camera. Now, a lot of you, I made a video about this already. Well, I included it in a video already. A lot of you are asking about these wallpapers that I have on these iPhones, and they are just stock Apple wallpapers. I'm going to show you one more time where it is. So if you are interested in this wallpaper, now is the time to pay attention to the video. You go into settings, you scroll back out of here, you go down to wallpaper, you go to add new wallpaper, and you scroll down to the bottom, and you go all the way to color. And once you're in color, you can scroll over and you can see all the different colorful wallpapers that they do have. Now, once you're in here, if you click on that, you have different styles you can switch on. So as you can see, you can change up a little bit the colors of the gradient. The brightness of the gradients you can change, and then if you want to go in and adjust it a little more, you can do that as well. So you have options to get these wallpapers that you see me using in these videos, and that's where you go to do it. A lot of comments on the wallpaper. It's just a stock Apple wallpaper. Maybe I should just make a dedicated quick YouTube short or a video just for that. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Now, again, the display on here is fantastic. Watching content on here, gaming is going to be really good on here, especially because of the new chip in here. It is now optimized, and you're going to be able to play some console games that you're not going to get on the 15 Plus. So if you are a big gamer, then the Pro Max is probably the way to go. Now, let me just show you the speakers on here.
Then you have to consider that could happen to you too. So like, it's just a lesson. We're like, this is all just a learning, what do they call it? This is a teachable moment. That's what I would say, teachable moment.
Hey, we got the alien ASMR in the building. Hey there.
Hey, how's it going? Good seeing you.
Good seeing you. I appreciate you dropping in.
Yeah, I believe we hung out at Vid Summit.
Yeah, I missed.
Now, great speakers on here, as you can hear. They get very loud, and to be honest, they're the same speakers that are in the 15 Plus. So if you're worried about how these phones sound, if you think the Pro Max has better speakers than what we get on the Plus version, they don't. Very same display on here, very same brightness on here, and of course we are getting the same speakers on these phones. The 15 and the 15 Plus have stepped it up tremendously this year. So the Pro Max and the Pro do have some things that separate them. Now, of course, on the Pro Max, we are getting 120 hertz refresh rate, better than the 60. I was thinking these should be at least 90, but it is what it is. We get 120 on the Pro Max. It's buttery smooth. This thing will power through anything you want. It's just a fantastic device when it comes to opening and closing apps and just doing everything you need it to do. It is going to power through everything that you throw at this device. Now, standby mode on here is very cool. You get that on the Pro Max, unlike on the Plus. You also have always on display on the Pro Max, which again is something you do not get on the Plus. So just keep in mind though, the Plus does give us the best battery on a phone that I've ever had. The Pro Max is no slouch when it comes to battery. Again, about 2 days on this phone and about a day and a half on the Pro Max. Just know the battery life will drain a little bit because of 120 hertz, because of standby mode, because of always on display. Now you can go in and turn always on display off if you want to save a little battery, but again, a day and a half is more than enough for anyone. You get wireless charging on this phone as well as the Plus. These phones are great. Dynamic Island allows you to do more things this year. Overall, this has been a very, very good experience with both of these phones so far. Now the cameras on here, again, are always good when it comes to iPhones. 4K 24, 4K 30, 4K 60 for your cameras and your video on here. Your photos on here are fantastic. We do get the triple lens setup. We get that 5x zoom telephoto now, the macro on here that we don't have on the Plus. Only 2 lenses on the Plus. Digital zoom on here. But the photos on here are fantastic. Again, iPhones over the last few years have been phenomenal when it comes to photos. Here's a few pictures that I have taken. I'm gonna do a photo dump on both of these phones very soon, where it's just videos from the Pro Max, just photos from the Pro Max in low light, in good lighting. Some will probably look good, some will probably look not so good, maybe a little noisy, and then I'll do the same on the 15 Plus. And if you want to see more videos on the 15 or the 15 Pro, let me know and I'll get some of those videos out. But of course, cameras, look, if you guys want to see it, there's tons of videos on YouTube already about how good the cameras on the new iPhones are. But again, you saw some samples here. I've showed them in videos already over the last week. The Pro Max, it takes great photos. It's going to, especially with the new telephoto lens, with the 5x zoom, it's going to give you some very crispy and clean edges. The bokeh, when in portrait mode, is going to be fantastic. Just takes great photos. It really does. And video, of course, iPhones over the last few years have been the best in my opinion for video. I always keep an iPhone around just for B-roll when shooting video. So look, it's a very expensive device. Starting storage, I believe, is $256, but a very expensive device. And look, there's a long wait for these phones. And if you need something, if you need to upgrade your phone, again, I'm telling you right now, I think the Plus is the better option. But if you need the latest and greatest iPhone, don't be scared about the overheating issues. It does get warm, but I haven't had it do anything to stop me from using it. I haven't had it cause a problem and just shut down on me because it gets too hot. That is not the case, but it does run warm. But it's expensive. It's more expensive. It does have more bells and whistles. The action button on here, what do you guys think? Is it gimmicky? Is it something you are going to use? Again, I use it to open up my camera on here and show you guys again. If you just hold it down. For me, the action button isn't something that's going to determine or make me want the Pro Max over something like the Plus. I just think this is a much better option for the price because it does a lot of what this does. And I'm not saying the Pro Max is a bad phone by any means, but look, if you want the best value when it comes to an iPhone, it's the Plus right now, not the 15, not the Pro, not the Pro Max, it's the Plus. But saying that, again, this video is about the 15 Pro Max. It is the best iPhone that's ever been made. It is a better phone than the Plus. It's not better value in my opinion, but it is a better device than the Plus. Is it a good phone? Absolutely. Only 1 week in. I'll give you a full review in a couple weeks. And again, that's it. A lot more content coming up. A lot more cases this weekend. I'm going to drop videos on for both the 15 Plus and the 15 Pro Max. We got some Rinky cases for the Pro Max. We got some Pataka cases for the Pro Max. We got some Ghost Tech cases for the Plus. We also have some case-borne cases for the Pro Max as well. So a lot of videos on cases coming up. That's it, guys. I'll be back soon. Peace.